Welcome. In front of me I have the brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold3, and today I'll go over unboxing along with an overview of, well, how it looks like and all that stuff. So let's just jump straight to it. Kind of curious about it. I actually haven't seen much about this phone apart from the fact that it has been released. I didn't really look at specs or anything apart from, well, preparing for this. So anyway, and here we got something. Let's see if we still get some kind of casing or not. That's a lot of wasted space for just a SIM card ejector and a little bit of a booklet for instructions. So anyway, let's get to the phone itself. So there we go. Looks really slick. Just put it aside for now. And then in here we got more paperwork apparently. Trying to figure out how to open this. There we go. So we got the cable in here and just more paperwork. So we don't even get a charger. Now just hoping for Samsung to actually do something good, but apparently they still decide to skimp out on product that is the top of the line, the best thing that they can offer. They don't even include a charger. So my disappointment right here is at an all-time high. So anyway, let's move to the phone. Let's see how to actually, do I actually open this up? Oh, like this. Okay. There we go. Just drop that to the side somewhere and power on the device. Now obviously it already got some fingerprints on it. Obviously it still has that crease. And there we go, now it's turning on. So let's start off with the displays that we can see right here. So this right here actually is a little bit smaller than I, on the paper at least, a little smaller than I expected. So this is a 7.6 inch display. And it's a 1768 by 2208 pixels. It's an 88.8% screen to body ratio, which it looks way better than actually, well, looks way higher than 88%, but anyway. And additionally, it has 374 pixels per inch, which is, I would say, fairly good. Let's choose English. Additionally, it's an AMOLED display. Obviously it's Samsung, so it is what you would expect. It's also 120 Hz refresh rate, HDR10 Plus, and peak brightness of 1200 nits with Gorilla Glass Victus apparently, which I'm not exactly sure how it has Gorilla Glass Victus considering it's foldable, but hey, apparently it is. Oh, obviously I can't skip Wi-Fi, because why would I be able to skip it while it's completely brand new device? Now I do have to say the haptic feedback here is really nice, just from typing in the password. So anyway, let's see if I can fold it, and that was weird. That is always so weird to fold a screen. Can I continue? Look at that, I can continue at the front. Now this almost looks like a remote control at this point with the screen so long. So this at the front. Oh, apparently I need to restart it. Oh boy. Is it because I folded it? No, I just need to restart it because... Okay. So anyway, at the front, when I close it, we have a 6.2 inch display. That's why I kind of said before that the 7.6 seems a little bit small, but the display itself is fairly big when you compare to this, which is 6.2 inch apparently. So this right here has an 832 pixels by 2268 pixels. Now obviously it is a super long display, as you've seen already. And again, it's an AMOLED with 120Hz display and Gorilla Glass Victus. Now this I actually am able to believe that it has Gorilla Glass Victus. So let's finish up the setup right here. Now I'll mention one thing because it was really visible right here. The camera, the cutout, because this device does have a selfie camera right here under the display, which is fairly neat. But boy oh boy, can you see those pixels. Now it is kind of difficult to see them right now, but you can see like throughout the hole it looks weird. Now this is only because the camera isn't really picking it up too well. Maybe if I move it closer. Yeah, it's struggling really hard to pick it up. But basically, I'm pretty sure you could count pixels right here, because they're so, well, crappy, to be honest. So I believe one of the best implementations at this point of under display camera was made by Xiaomi, actually, with their new Mi Mix, I think 3 or 4, whichever one they're on, with the under display camera. Now this looks like a first gen basically, which I guess for Samsung it is first gen, but on a premium device like this I would have expected a little bit better than a super pixelated area where the camera is. Now obviously when you're going to be using the device it won't be as visible as when you're basically looking at it, but it is still there, and I would say that at a lowest price of $1,800, a device that has a area where you have pixelated display is worth mentioning. So anyway, let's, I guess I don't want to do this. Can I like, no, there we go, don't copy. So yeah, now at the front we also have another hole punch camera. Now this one isn't really hidden anymore. They didn't bother hiding this one, which I'll show you in a second once I finish this up. Oh great, we also got the spam from Samsung. That's another thing that I have a problem here with all the Samsung, not really this one specifically. But Samsung tries to jam you with trash that they produce just so they can, I guess, gather data on you, just like Google does. But to be honest, Google already does it, all the applications and spying on you way better. And this is just kind of like a cheap knockoff of it. So as an example, we have Samsung Cloud, which we have Google Drive, we have Bixby, we have Hey Google, we have Galaxy Themes, we have the entire Play Store, we have Spotify. I'm not sure when Spotify became a Samsung exclusive that you need a Samsung account for this, but okay. Maybe they give you like some kind of, when you buy this device, they give you some kind of discount or a trial of like a couple months for free. Maybe that's why it's here. But other than that, obviously Spotify is accessible to anybody on any device. I have Find My Mobile, Find My Device by Google, Samsung Pass, again Google saves your passwords already if you choose to, Samsung Health, Google I'm pretty sure has one of those, I don't remember how it's called, Galaxy Store, Play Store, Secure Folder. This might be one of the only options that I would say is probably more secure than what Google provides. So Google does have like this also something like a secure folder where you can just kind of like protect it in a way, but Samsungs are protected by Knox, so this will be probably way better than what Google can provide. And lastly, we got the Samsung Internet Browser. Boy oh boy, I'm not sure why I would use that when I have entire Play Store full of web browsers. So I'm gonna skip this. And now we get some more things, taking care of your phone. What can't we do? Place it near the magnet. Ooh, okay. Your phone contains, oh wait, not place it near the magnet. Your phone contains magnets. Keep it away from credit cards, medical devices, other devices that may be affected by magnets. So that's kind of nice. If you have some kind of I don't know, heart condition that you need like one of those, what is it? Oh, actually don't remember how it's called, but yeah, you might not want to get this phone apparently if you plan to keep it in like your front pocket or something like that of your shirt. Then obviously don't remove the film right here. Okay, we also have water resistant, which is neat. Actually, I didn't know that. So we have IPX8, so that's nice. The phone isn't dust resistant, so that's a little bit of a shame. I guess the hinges won't really last long if you're planning to use it on a sandy beach. When you fold the phone, make sure that there's nothing in there. Okay, that's kind of the typical thing. Only use a Samsung S Pen. Okay, so it supports an S Pen or whatever pen from Samsung, but it doesn't come with it, which again, $1,800. Where's the pen? And lastly, or firstly I guess, don't actually press on the display really hard because hey, it is just kind of plastic display. So I just go through next and finish. Great. The glorious finish of 69% battery. Nice. Okay, so let's just fold it up and see how it looks like. So we do have a fingerprint sensor obviously on the side, as I believe every Galaxy Fold had. And the display right here is really nice, I have to say. This looks actually gorgeous. And obviously you have the big one when you open it up, which also looks stunning. Now the camera obviously won't show its justice, but the display here is quite remarkable. So anyway, moving on to just other specifications of this device, we do have triple camera setup. When you folded it up, just look at the back, so you can see it right here, and we have all of them at 12 megapixels. So we have 12 megapixel wide, a 12 megapixel telephoto, and 12 megapixel ultra wide. And with those you can record at 4K 60 frames, 1080p again 60 frames, along with a slow motion, I think that's slow motion, of 240, and if you drop it down to 720p you can slow mo to 960 frames, which is quite slow. And then we have two selfie cameras, because apparently one isn't enough anymore. And this one right here at the front of the display, the one that isn't under the display. Let me just kind of show you off. Oh, there we go, you can see it now. This is a 10 megapixel wide sensor, and from what I can see, let me just quickly check because I didn't write it down. It shoots at 4K 30 frames and 1080p again 30 frames. And then when we open it up, we have this under display sensor right over here. You can see the pixelation area around the cutout, and that is just a 4 megapixel sensor. So anyway, now obviously when you have black background, wait a minute. Okay, in black background this turns off the pixels here, and you can actually see the sensor under the display. You can see it right here. This kind of like bright area, kind of like a light pixel. That's just a reflection of the sensor. So when you have completely white background, it turns off those pixels and you can actually see the camera through the display. And let me see, what will happen if I pull down the notification? Oh, it's black, so nothing. So it automatically turns on the pixels. Although you can still see that the sensor a little bit. You can still see that shimmer from under the pixels. It's really interesting. I actually didn't think that I would be able to see it. So yeah, under different light conditions, you basically are able to see the sensor, which is really odd, I would say, for on the display that's supposed to be hidden. But anyway, let's move on with the specifications. So obviously it comes with a Snapdragon 888. It's got a 12 gigabyte built-in RAM into it, and we have two different versions. Now the price range that I was saying, the $1,800, was for the base model, the 256 gigs, but if you want to upgrade to 512 gigs, that's another $100, so that's going to be $1,900 for this device. And probably the weakest parts of this phone right here will come right now. So it has a 4400 milliamp hour battery, which is puny considering you have two gigantic displays, or at least one, that run at 120 Hz. So I believe you might be struggling with battery on this one. Now this is just purely speculative, and I haven't tested it. Obviously this is just like first time I'm looking at this device, but based on these specifications, it has decent displays and it has a relatively small battery considering this device and its specs. And adding salt to injury, it comes again with that, or actually it doesn't even come with it, but it charges at 25 watts and they have the audacity to call it fast charging. My Mate 20 Pro from like 2018, I think, has a 30 or 40 watt charging, and that was fast. And technology only went further, so 25 watts from Samsung is just kind of a joke at this point. Now, we do have, I believe, a little bit of an improved reverse, or not reverse, but wireless charging. So you can slap it on a Qi charger and charge it up. Obviously, this will take even longer time than with the brick at 25 watts. And also, if you have any kind of like accessories that you can wirelessly charge, for instance, earbuds or maybe some watch, you can flip it over, slap it on here, and you do have a 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging, so you can boost that up if you need to. So anyway, finishing this off, there has been made improvements to this. Obviously we have the under display camera, but it is kind of mediocre execution of it, which considering Xiaomi did it better, and Xiaomi is more of a budget brand and doesn't actually cost $1,800. Additionally, the displays are amazing. The battery is fairly small, which is, I would say, a drawback. And what else can I say about it? It's basically just an improved Galaxy Fold that we originally seen, as it has been improved over the two other iterations that it came out. So it still has its drawbacks. I've seen these displays, not on this device, but like the previous versions of it. The crease would basically crack, at least the foil on it, from the stress. Obviously, when you have anything plasticky or stuff like that, if you keep folding and opening it up, it will put a strain on it, and after some time it will most likely just have some kind of wear and tear on it, which is just from a general use. But it is covered by warranty, just so you know. But yeah, other than that, one of the probably key improvements over this device comparing to the old ones is the fact that they have front 120 Hz display right now and the water resistance right now. So those are the two major updates to the older version, the previous one, the Z Fold3. But other than that, it's basically the same old device, and if you already have the old one, I honestly don't see a reason, unless you really need that water resistant, to upgrade to this one. And to be honest, it is still a premium early adopter fee right here for $1,800. That is not a cheap device, and it offers basically as much performance as majority of the other devices that came out in 2021, making it kind of, in my opinion, not worth the money. But obviously some people will really want this. It is still a nice device, and if you're running some kind of like older device and you want to get something really premium, obviously this will get people's attention when you whip that out. It is still an eye-catchy device and you will get some looks from it. But if you're using already some kind of, as an example, S21 Galaxy, or anything that basically has a Snapdragon 888, I don't really see the reason to upgrade to this one, unless you just want to have this specific device, which other than that, if you do want that, I'm pretty sure what I'm saying won't really change your mind, and you will still get it. To the people that are looking for a reasonable device at a reasonable price, this obviously ain't it. So yeah, it's still a nice device though, just so you know. And yeah, that would basically sum up the overview of this device. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.